SpaceX and Tesla billionaire Elon Musk has his sights set on a new venture, selling electricity through a company called Tesla Energy Ventures. The new company is still a bit of a mystery, but the plan appears to be there. This will be a major shift in the battle for clean energy. Welcome to Future. Today we'll take you through Elon Musk's next big product, Tesla Energy. Before we do, make sure to subscribe to our channel to get updated with everything on future technology, Elon Musk, or SpaceX. Let's get into the details. Elon Musk's goal with his new venture is to develop a giant battery designed to change the way we power the world, with clean energy at an enormous scale. Let's talk about his plans to get there. Tesla Energy is a Tesla Inc.'s clean energy subsidiary. It develops, manufactures, sells, and integrates photovoltaic solar energy generation systems, battery energy storage products, and other related products and services for residential, commercial, and industrial customers. The subsidiary was formed on April 30, 2015, when Tesla CEO Elon Musk stated that the company will adapt the battery technology it developed for electric cars to a home energy storage device called the Powerwall. With Tesla Energy, Elon Musk will actually be selling electricity directly to customers and will act as an energy provider in several regions, including South Australia at the Big Battery, and now they have officially entered the Texas market as an energy provider. But how did they get here? Tesla's battery energy storage upgrade. While developing batteries for its electric car business, Tesla began experimenting with using batteries for energy storage. In 2012, Tesla began installing prototype battery packs, also known as power banks, at select industrial clients' locations. And in November 2013, Tesla announced it would build Giga Nevada, a lithium-ion battery manufacturing facility. And the Giga Nevada Tesla's Gigafactory 1 reached an annualized rate of roughly 20 gigawatts in 2018, making it the highest volume battery plant in the world. Tesla acquires Solar City. Tesla paid $2.6 billion for Solar City in November 2016, bringing solar energy generation into Tesla Energy's portfolio. The acquisition was heavily debated because Solar City was experiencing liquidity issues at the time of the acquisition. Solar City was founded in 2006 by Tesla CEO Elon Musk's cousins, Peter and Lyndon Reeve, to sell and install solar energy generating systems and other related products and services to residential, commercial, and industrial clients. Musk is said to have advised the Reeve brothers to establish a solar company, and he later became the chairman of Solar City. Elon Musk said the goal is not to be a car company, in defense of Tesla's Solar City deal, and is essential to achieve Tesla's vision, as Tesla's goal has been to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. The statement mentioned operational and cost efficiencies, as well as integrated sales of goods from Tesla's existing battery energy storage products division as benefits of the purchase. Tesla's stock price fell by more than 10% following the announcement of the deal. Among the company's current energy-generating products are solar panels, the Tesla Solar Roof, and Tesla Solar Inverter. The company also manufactures the Power Pack and Mega Pack, which are large-scale energy storage systems in addition to the Powerwall. Solar City announced in June 2014 that it will build Giga New York, a second facility near Buffalo that will manufacture solar cells and be 3 times the size of the next largest photovoltaic manufacturing plant in the U.S. By 2016, Solar City had become one of the most prominent solar installation companies in the U.S., having installed solar energy systems for over 325,000 customers. The introduction of Tesla Energy's products. Shortly after the acquisition was announced, Tesla released a new version of its Powerwall battery energy storage device, as well as the Tesla Solar Roof, a solar shingle product. Elon Musk displayed the goods in the Colonial Street residences, which were built on the Universal Studios backlot. The presentation's goal was to persuade investors to approve the transaction. According to later reports, these roof tiles were not completely functional. However, fast forward to 2019, and Tesla earned $369 million in revenue from solar and storage. And now, they just announced a 22% increase in max power output without increasing the size or the price of the Tesla solar tiles. This is absolutely good news for prospective customers. Changes in business models. In comparison to Solar City, Tesla Energy has altered its business strategy, focusing on projects with higher profit margins, such as those that include a Powerwall. Solar City relied heavily on door-to-door sales of leased systems in which customers paid no upfront fees but agreed to purchase the electricity generated by the panels from the company for the next 20 years. Tesla Energy's business model revolves around providing the most affordable solar in the U.S. As of 2021, the company sells solar panels for $2 per watt before federal tax credits. According to Tesla, the decision to eliminate door-to-door sales, advertising, and some sophisticated financing mechanisms enable the business model like leases. The company's new business strategy has been blamed for poor customer service. In 2020, the company installed solar energy systems capable of generating 205 megawatts, an increase over 2019, but still far short of SolarCity's 2015 installation of 870 megawatts. In the first quarter of 2020, Tesla ranked third in home solar installations with a 6.3% share. Sunrun was first with 11% and Vivint Solar second with 7.6%. Tesla stated in 2021 that it would only sell its popular Powerwall to customers who also purchased a solar roof or solar panels, and that later that year, all customers who purchased a solar roof or solar panels would be required to purchase at least one Powerwall. Musk's venture received state approval late last week. Tesla Energy Ventures is now licensed to offer retail electric services throughout the territory serviced by ERCOT, which is effectively all of Texas. The new company's complete details are still a bit of a mystery. However, it appears that the first strategy is to focus on existing Tesla customers. Tesla already has a virtual power plant up and operating in the Australian state of South Australia, as well as a beta version that debuted in California this summer. It's uncertain how quickly a Texas version of this, or something else entirely with current consumers in the state, will grow. Products and services. Tesla Energy designs, manufactures, installs, and sells solar energy production systems, battery energy storage devices, and other related goods and services to residential, commercial, and industrial clients. Tesla Energy sells and installs retrofit solar systems, which are standard solar panels mounted on existing rooftops. Unlike the rest of the company's products, Tesla Energy does not manufacture its own solar panels. The company will begin using Hanwha Q-Cells panels in 2021. Previously, Tesla used Panasonic panels as part of a larger collaboration between the two companies. Panasonic has announced that it will exit the solar industry in January 2021. The majority of the company's customers are residential customers who pay cash or take out a loan to purchase the system. Tesla Energy also provides systems to commercial clients in California. Tesla Energy, unlike SolarCity, does not offer a lease scheme, but it does offer subscription systems to consumers in Arizona, California, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and New Mexico between August 2019 and May 2021 as part of a goal to increase residential solar deployments. Customers are not required to sign a long-term commitment as they would with a lease, and they can request that Tesla deactivate the system at any time without penalty. However, Tesla charges a flat fee to remove the system. Tesla is making huge strides with Tesla Energy to help the world stop relying on fossil fuels and move towards a zero-emission future. We can finally say that the future has arrived. The world's shifting away from the reliance on fossil fuels and toward clean energy. What do you think about Tesla Energy? Please let us know in the comments below. That's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get updated with everything on future technology, Elon Musk, or SpaceX. Thank you for watching.